Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode in our Tetris Talk series. As a brief reminder, if you're new to this series, this is the video that I try to do about monthly with no specific due date to it, where we go over the health of the channel, different updates, as well as kind of treat this as an AMA session. So if you have any questions about anything, games I'm playing, plans I have, really anything at all, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, as I will prioritize referring back to this video to review those questions and be able to interact with you in a more direct basis, as we are making some really fun progress in terms of the content that we're bringing out. And there have been some very drastic changes since the last episode that we did of Tetris Talk. And so I do want to jump into those a little bit. So right off the bat, the last episode of Tetris Talk that we did, our subscriber count was down at 75, which is still a really good milestone, especially within that first year of having a channel. But as it currently stands at the time of this recording, we are at 117 subscribers, and that is over a full 40 higher than where it was, as we've actually had an average of about one subscriber a day, and there have definitely been days where we've had additional subscribers in addition beyond just that one, and that has been really cool to see as the channel continues to grow and progress. We're getting to the point where I haven't had a day with less than 100 views in over a month. The last day that we had lower than 100 views in a single day was on March 18th, and so that just kind of goes to prove how important it is to get yourself on a reliable upload schedule. If you're considering doing YouTube, or if you've been struggling with it, my first and foremost suggestion would be set yourself in a rhythm. Get something that people are going to expect and see, as well as post as often as you possibly can, because it will increase the amount of content that is available, and that will further reach to expand your audience. And I know that this is advice coming from a very small YouTube channel, but it's clearly working for us here in the channel, and I do appreciate all of those who are supporting the channel thus far. The other update that I wanted to give is in regards to our top video. Now, when we last looked at the video that's been outperforming all of the other videos on the channel, it has been the video that I did on how to unlock all the free characters in Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. And not only has that video been doing very well, it has continued to grow in its sphere and influence. As it currently stands, that video has almost 5,000 views. And the next closest video on my channel is one of the character analyses that we've done, with Scarlet Witch actually pulling ahead of the longtime frontrunner Black Widow. And that has been really cool to see as well. Though I do have a couple of other videos that are newer that are starting to creep up on that. I think my Invisible Women video and character spotlight has made some pretty good progress in a relatively short amount of time. So it's been cool to see that series progress as well. Now, it does come to the point where we're transitioning into a couple of different video types. As you may have been aware, we planned on doing a new Twitch series. And by new Twitch series, it's a series that we has seen previously in the form of some YouTube videos on the channel, but I feel like Twitch will be a better platform for that. And as a reminder, that is the Competitive Computer Smash League, or CSSL as it's known. And I've done some character introductions for the characters that will be seen in that video series. And if all goes well, we should be able to start that series in about a week. And I'll have more information coming with that on Thursday's video that breaks down rule sets, how things are set to work, a bit more explanation as to what characters were picked and how those decisions were finally made, and what you can expect to see with that. And I'm really hoping to see, or I'm excited to see, I guess I should say, how my first excursion onto Twitch as a platform also interplays with YouTube, as most creators do tend to have an interesting correlation between the two, and it'll be cool to be able to bounce back and forth between those resources. It's going to be a little bit time consuming, to be sure, but I'm excited as I'm getting more and more time freeing up, especially as we're coming into the summer months, in order to focus on that. And I'm hoping to be able to do streams at least 3 times a week from a variety of different games, and providing that content to those of you who have enjoyed things that we've been doing on the channel thus far. I'm also starting to look for some new games or some new content that I can start producing or start doing videos on. So if you have any suggestions or thoughts on games that you think I might enjoy, games that you'd be interested in seeing some videos done on, let me know in the comments below. I'm willing to look into those options. Now, I was initially planning or hoping to do some videos on the upcoming game New World, as that was originally slated to release this next month, May. But there was an announcement made by the head of the development team, really the first big update or major update that we've seen from the developers on that game, and that release is going to be pushed back clear till mid-August. And so unfortunately that has fallen a bit through the framework. But I do anticipate being able to make some content in regards to that game, as it's something that's really intriguing to me, and hoping that will be something that catches your interest as well, and brings new viewers into the channel also, as I'm really trying to diversify what I'm doing. And because as much as I love the different games that I've been doing, I don't want to get caught in a niche of doing just one particular type of video, as I feel like that's fairly restrictive. As much as I love the content of those who have found the game that they prefer and the game that they do really well at, I don't feel like that's the route for me. And I'd like to keep my options open and be able to do a variety of different games and create content for those, whether they be for fun or they be educational or whatever it may be, and continue to receive that feedback from you in order to properly gauge how I should move forward and what will do well. So as I'd mentioned a moment ago, if there are games that you want me to take a closer look at, please let me know. The main areas that I've done recordings from have been games for the Nintendo Switch. I've done a couple of videos of games from the PS4, and I've also got some content that I've put together from PC games, whether they be from Steam or other games put together, as well, as you'll know by the Minecraft series that we have ongoing. But that's the basics of what I was hoping to touch on today, and I'm really excited to see how we grow in the next month and a half or so, as we're coming up on the channel's first anniversary, which is set to be, well, not set to be, but it is June 20th. So hopefully we can get to, I know my initial goal was 125 or 100 and then change to 125. I think that realistically we can hit 150 subscribers by that first channel anniversary. So YouTubers talk about this all the time in terms of the community engagement, and for larger channels it certainly does help, as it allows them to expand their influence. But for small channels in particular, new channels that are starting up, this is where it really makes or break whether or not it's worth our time to do, as to become a YouTube partner and start making money off of the platform, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period. And we're set to be at about 1,000 watch hours at the time of the channel's first anniversary, which is cool because that's 25% of where we need to be in order to be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. But additionally, the other criteria really needs to be met in order for that to become a possibility. And 1,000 subscribers is nothing to sneeze at. And I'm not expecting to be there overnight, but it really would help if you are a viewer of the channel, or you interact with the video and you enjoy the content, whether it be from one game in particular or a couple of different games that I've made videos on. It would really help if you could subscribe. That subscription is free and easy, and my commitment to you is to bring content on a daily basis. and I'm getting back into a consistent upload schedule. Where we're coming into the summer months, I should be able to get back onto a consistent time frame. I've also been rebalancing my own work schedule as well, and trying to work along with that. But as of yet, I haven't missed a video, either a daily video, in a month or so, probably since over a month. And I will continue to strive forward in bringing that content reliably and consistently for your daily engagement and enjoyment. So thanks again for taking some time to watch this episode of Tetris Talk. And like I said before, if you have questions that you want me to interact with or engage on, do feel free to leave them in the comments down below, as I will primarily refer back to this video for questions to respond to in the next installment of Tetris Talk, which you should expect to be sometime in the month of May, whether it be mid or late May. That's about the time frame that you should expect to see the next installment here. So leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, as that helps me spread my influence as well, and allows other people to see this series. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.